This is a story that was uploaded to Reddit on Haha Oh No, a page for stories from fans of Danny Burke and Jack Finch's channel of the same name. These stories are in the same format as the originals, but are not related to the original channel. Enjoy. This is Deadly by SarahG16. This is from the December 2021 snow writing competition. I've always hated snow. People are surprised when I say that, but I do. Don't remember a bad experience when I was younger or something, just always hated it. Well, this time, no one was laughing at me. Not by the end there was anyone to laugh at me. Let me explain. So, it was a normal winter. The snow was forecast, so I knew I needed to wake extra early to work because I'd have to scrape and heat up the car and the roads would all be really busy, etc. The usual annoying stuff, one reason I hate snow. So, I woke, opened my curtains and saw loads of snow, like way more than was expected. I sighed. It would take me a whole hour to get to work, and that's if the roads have been cleared, and no one's done my street yet. I opened my work group chat. A few others were messaging about working from home due to the snow, also as schools were closed. I didn't comment, but watched as the boss agreed. Mostly, he didn't want to be responsible if something happened, so it was probably more for his benefit. I rolled my eyes as I messaged I would stay home too. I knew I'd be the only one working the whole time. The others would find time to have a snowball fight, and those with children would be building a snowman or whatever. So I set up and got working, barely thinking about the snow except wondering when they were going to clear the road and if I'd be able to get in tomorrow. But then things got weirder. I saw the flash. I thought it was just my eyes playing tricks on me, as I only saw it out the corner of them and then turned to the window. Curiously, I stood up and looked out. No sign of thunder or anything, so I dismissed it as a car headlight or something. But when I was getting lunch ready, I turned on the radio, and that's when I realised something was wrong. Urgent emergency warning. Do not touch the snow. I repeat, do not touch the snow. Remain indoors. Remain wherever you are now. Every shop, restaurant, cafe, workplace, school, house, lock your doors. Everyone remain inside until further notice. I repeat, do not touch the snow. Stay inside. The same message just kept repeating, so I hurried to turn the TV on. Every channel was news. There was a flash, a man was saying. Then the snow. It was like acid. Let me interrupt you there, Matt. We have footage of this, the presenter stated. The screen changed to what looked like a CCTV image. There was a flash in the sky. See, there it was. The man continued over the clip. See, the snow. It's different now. Watch that woman. I looked at the woman near the centre of the screen. She was shoveling snow from the doorway of a building. I couldn't tell if it was her house or work. Suddenly, she dropped the shovel and was staring at her hands. From the grainy image, you couldn't really see anything. I was squinting at it, then nearly dropped my lunch. She didn't have arms anymore. As I watched, she seemed to be shrinking. Just before they cut back to the man and presenters, I saw only legs remaining, which had already fallen flat to the ground. The snow is toxic, the man continued. We have no idea why. Currently, no one's that keen to investigate. The presenter struggled to keep a straight face. How do you test it without touching it? The man shrugged. That's a question the scientists have to answer. Currently, everyone's stuck where they are. We don't know if this will randomly stop or if it snows overnight as is expected. It will be normal snow or this again. Currently, it's a waiting game. Thank you, Matt. So we'll be talking to other people about this strange event, but a reminder, do not leave your house or touch the snow. By now, I wasn't listening. I'd reopened the work group chat and messaged, is everyone okay? Before phoning everyone I could think of. Thankfully, most answered, but my sister was stuck in a shop and my friend was at her work. Great place to be stuck. I reopened the group chat. No replies. I looked over at my computer and decided to take my mind off it would be a good idea. I kept the TV on, but muted, keeping an eye on it for any developments, but nothing happened. They just kept repeating the same stuff over and over again. I spent the rest of the day pretending not to notice the lack of messages on the work system. I didn't want to admit what I had feared had happened. My boss had been lenient enough to let us work from home. That might have saved me, but it gave the others an excuse to spend time in the snow. By the time I was eating dinner in front of the news, the presenters, still the same ones as the next shift hadn't been able to arrive, finally had more information. But it wasn't good. Snow that fell before the flash has the same effect as that which fell after. It just takes longer to take effect. I stared at the TV. But my sister got to the shop, my friend to work. I called them. No answer. It also depends on how much time was spent in the snow, the presenter continued as I turned to the window. This is why I hate snow, I muttered. I kept watching the news until hours later they cut the feed. I turned the radio on, skimmed the channels, phoned my whole address book. No one answered. I half wished I owned a megaphone to see if there was anyone else who hadn't gone out in the snow. Why is everyone's first reaction to snow playing in it? But if I'd had to go to work, I'd have touched it scraping the car and walking to and from the car. I knew my boss had saved me, but how many others? The next morning, I did nothing but stare out the window, desperately watching for anyone else. I even turned the sofa from the TV to the window. There was no signal on every channel and the radio was just static. Even the internet wouldn't work. What does that mean? At about 11, my elderly neighbour trundled out her door. I stared at her. The snow was still falling. I waved desperately, but she just waved back smiling. I sighed. She doesn't have a TV. Clearly, she didn't have the radio on yesterday. She doesn't know what's happened. I watched as the snow landing on her head started to take effect. It was far worse in real life than on that grainy CCTV image. That image of her collapsing and dissolving is forever stuck in my brain. But also, that was the last movement I have seen. The snow has not stopped falling. It's been 2 weeks and I'm almost out of food. I don't know if there's anyone else out there, but they must be having the same problems too. I don't even know if old Mrs. Croft was the last other person, whether locally or globally. Maybe it's only the city, maybe it's the whole country, maybe it's the whole world. I don't suppose I'll ever know. I'm writing this, so if there is anyone out there and this ever ends, you find this. This is what happened here. I'm going outside, into the snow. I'd rather that than die slowly of hunger. Goodbye, whoever you are. Otherwise, the human race is extinct. This was read and edited by Sarah Glover, with thanks to Danny Burke, Jack Finch, and everyone involved in Ha Ha Oh No. To read this story, or any of the others, or even get involved in the writing competition, visit Reddit and search for Ha Ha Oh No.